I'm David McNevin, I'm 25 and I'm from Sydney, Australia. Being a Raw finalist it's incredible. I think I'm going to remember this for the rest of my life. I'm definitely nervous and I'm definitely excited, but I think once I get on stage and hopefully I get a first laugh, after that it should be fine from there, hopefully.
This guy wants to be a magistrate. He wants to be a magistrate, but if comedy takes off, he's going to go with the more respectable career, which is stand-up comedy. Would you please welcome to the stage David McNevin?
Oh, hey guys. It's good to be out. It's always good to go watch some comedy with some friends. You know, you kind of outsource the conversation for the evening, which is fair enough. You know, conversation can be difficult. I know I struggle. Those awkward silences terrify me. Does anyone else here, when faced with the awkward silence, just make noise? You're like, hey man, how was your weekend? Yeah, pretty good. Yourself? Yeah, pretty good. Yeah. But, you know, I struggle with interaction. The other day, I borrowed a pen off this delivery guy. I had to sign for something. And then afterwards, he gestured for the pen back. But I thought he was going in for a handshake. So I shook his hand, and it wasn't until like the second or third shake that I remembered about the pen. And I panicked. Huh? I had to do something. So I said, thanks for the pen. But I am noticing a disturbing trend. You go into these sort of fancy nightclubs, you go into the bathrooms and they've got these really fancy sinks, and the sinks are beginning to look a lot like urinals. Is how I explained it. The bouncer was there, he said, look, that's a fair point, but quite frankly, you shouldn't be taking a dump in the urinal either. Now we're just splitting hairs, I think. But one of my pet hates is when people misuse the phrase, call me crazy. You know, they say call me crazy for situations that are actually quite sane. You know, like, call me crazy, but I like to indicate when I drive. That's not crazy, that's just responsible driving. You know, indication is the key to successful driving. Yeah. I'm going to leave that there for now, but it might be back. If you're a guy and you walk into a room full of men and you greet them with gentlemen, then you yourself are a gentleman. Huh? If you walk into a room full of women and say ladies, then you're a sleaze. If you walk into a room full of men and say ladies, you're an asshole. But if you walk into a room full of women and say gentlemen, it's not clear what you are. You're an enigma. Irresistible mystery man. Now I got this neighbor, and this neighbor's got this dog, and the dog barks all the time. It's horrible to have to live next to. Anyway, one day I confronted the neighbor about this, and he basically told me to get over it, which really annoyed me. So since then, I've been staying up real late until the man and his dog both go to sleep, and then I sneak over the fence and take a dump on his back porch. And then the next day, I'll take my morning coffee out onto my porch, and I'll watch as this man unknowingly cleans up what he thinks is his dog's poo. Makes me happy. It's a good way to start the day. Part of my morning ritual. Call me crazy. But I feel like in every group of friends, you know, you'll be laughing, joking around or whatever, and then one person will just say something which takes the joke way too far, and the laughter will just end really abruptly. And I call this person the Grim Reaper of jokes. And I feel like from time to time, we all wear that hat. Like once I was at uni, I was working on this group assignment with a bunch of people I didn't really know that well. And we were working on this really hectic maths problem. and all getting really frustrated because we couldn't figure out how to do it. And then in this frustration, one of the guys in the group says kind of sarcastically, "Phew, I love maths." And we all kind of laughed, as you do. And then another guy in the group says, "Yeah, this is what I like to do on my Saturday nights." And again, we all kind of laughed. And I thought, you know what? The ball's rolling. We're all making friends here. So I said, "Yeah, I have an erection right now." Guys, my name's Dave McNevin. Have a good night.
Let's hear it for David McNevin.